Hello! Welcome back to the channel. I know, middle of the week. So, as I said before, we're going to be changing formats a little bit with the upcoming Kenobi series dropping on Fridays. Friday will be my episode breakdowns, and the midweek will be what would used to be the Saturday, the opinion piece. So, you're going to get some opinion in the middle of the week. Lucky you folks. Okay, if you're new here, welcome. Glad you stopped by. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you know when the next video pops up, smash that like button, and before you head out, drop a comment down below. And if you're one of the regulars here, welcome back. I say you hit that like button, and before you leave, drop a comment down below as well. And share this video. Time recording, over 200 subs. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, and then new goal by the end of August, 500 subs. New path, guys. Let's make this happen. And for those of you who are, for about the 45% of you guys that are watching my content and not subscribed, do you need that written invite again? There you are. You're cordially invited to subscribe to my channel, Mr. J. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, we do a little segment every now and then called Keep Talking. As you can probably tell throughout the video, I have a speech impediment, much like about 1 out of every 100 people do. So the over 3 million people in this country that stutter, this is just my way of encouraging them, get out there and keep talking. And I usually bring something up, and with the appearance of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic in the recent Wanda and the Multiverse of Meh film, his wife, Emily Blunt, who is rumored to become the next Sue Storm, has a speech impediment. Started bringing that up there. Okay, now down to business. Speaking of business, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we got Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy. Is Kevin Feige following a failed business model? I mean, when Kathleen Kennedy came out with her Forces Female campaign, raised a lot of eyebrows, and appropriately some red flags started going off. And if you've seen any of my content, you know I've done a bunch of videos about Kathleen Kennedy, the sequel trilogy, all of that. And we have seen the results of this. We have seen diminishing box office returns. We've seen the High Republic be pretty much a commercial failure. We've seen toy sales at a loss, with the exception of legacy characters and characters corresponding with John and Dave's Mandalorian series. So it's safe to say that Kathleen Kennedy's creative endeavor is a failure. So, is Kevin Feige following this same model? I know you've heard the term a lot, especially from me, the MCU. Well, in an article in Screenrant in 2018, they were talking to Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige says he wanted to push, and at some point, more than half of the MCU characters, the heroes, were going to all be female. Thus began the birth of the MCU. And we have seen this is already starting to take place in films and TV shows. We have seen characters that were historically men become gender swapped to women. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ghost, in Black Widow, Taskmaster, in the movie Captain Marvel, the character of Marvel, and most recently, in Moon Knight, the character of the Scarlet Scarab. All of them gender swapped. Upcoming characters that we're going to get. We're going to be getting Ironheart. We're going to be getting Kamala Khan's Ms. Marvel. We're going to be getting Lady Thor in Thor: Love and Thunder. And current characters, the current incarnation of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, the new female Hawkeye, which is Kate Bishop, and the also introduced into the Multiverse of Meh, America Chavez. And what is this experiment bringing forth so far? So far, we have had 3, not 1, not 2, not 3, 3 right now, not 1, not 2, 3, possibly a 4th box office flop in a row. I'm going to talk about Doctor Strange a little bit more in just a second here. From the TV shows, we had very questionable morals in the later half of WandaVision. We had Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange in the most recent film have become side characters in their own show, in their own film, where the female lead is taking the forefront. We've also seen that every Disney Plus show, from premiere to finale, has lost significant viewers. This is all based on the characters that are being pushed right now. In the comics, were all failed experiments. And I've said this before, Kevin Feige knows these were failed experiments because he's also the president of Marvel Comics. So, initially when I heard more female characters, I'm like, okay, Sue Storm, Rogue, Jean Grey, Elektra, and Elektra done well. This would be some cool stuff to see. But what we're getting is failed experiments. And I know that there's the movie Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or Multiverse of Meh, had a huge opening of the weekend. And I know everyone is touting this. This is going to be $1 billion film. No, it's not. And Valiant Renegade and Culture Casino do great videos on this. I'm going to leave links to both of those things down below in the description, along with that Screenrant article down below in the description. I suggest you check those out. Really check those out. They're going to really give a different perspective. From week 1 to week 2, from weekend to weekend, 67% drop in box office. That is huge. That is not the number Marvel wanted to see. They would probably be expecting about a 45 to 55% drop. If they'd held around that number, $1 billion is still on the table. It is all but gone now. And I said this about a month and a half ago, that this film had to do 6 weeks, 6 days a week of, as Deadline said, extensive reshoots. Now, Midnight's Edge does a great editorial on those reshoots and why they were being done. I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description down below. But I'm going to go over about one more time how this, you figure out how a movie can, where the break-even point is. So if you take the production budget, and according to IMDb and Box Office Mojo, the official budget for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was $200 million. Take that number, multiply it by 3. You've got your production cost, then you've got your global print and advertising cost, and then your variable cost. Just things you just can't account for. You can't plan for it. That's a safe number for what the movie needs to break even. So if we just took the $200 million, you're thinking, okay, $600 million. It cleared it over the weekend. It was projected to hit 688, possibly 700 million. So what's the big deal? It's profitable. Hold on. 6 weeks, 6 days a week of extensive reshoots. About 80 to 85% of this movie had to be reshot. That is an entire production schedule. That is an entire new production practically. So you're going to bloat that production budget. Let's be generous and we'll say add another $150 million. So now your production budget is $350 million. Okay, so it goes to 750. It can still make that, not so fast. Your global print and advertising, all that movie posters, all that stuff that has the date of release. Now remember, this movie got pushed back. So everything that had the original release date on it has to be remade. That costs the money. Let's add another, say, 100 million. Let's say add another 100 million. Okay? So now we're looking at $850 million this movie needs to make to become profitable, and that's being generous. As I said about a month and a half ago, with the 6 weeks, 6 days a week, this movie's going to need to make between $800 to $1 billion to break even. Marvel needs this movie to make $1 billion. Another factor that is going to hurt this film is bad word of mouth. This movie is not rewatchable. There's a term called legs, which basically measures how much the average viewer goes to see this film. As comparison, Spider-Man: No Way Home, which made about $1 billion, which made almost $2 billion, about 1.89, had legs of about 3.09, I believe. So the average movie viewer went to go see this 3 times. With this 67% drop for Doctor Strange, its legs is about 1.5. So if we pull that number out, and DeValiant talks about this with an article in Forbes by Scott Mendelson, we're looking at about 860 to 900 ish, right about where I said this movie needs to be to break even. Breaking even is not a success. That is another failure for Marvel, as I predicted. 4 failures in a row. Will this film make money? Possibly. Enough to tout it as a success? Nope. But hey, it's clear. And it seems pretty clear that Kevin Feige is following the KK school of thought, and that's not a good thought, guys. And this is not just a thing with Lucasfilm and Marvel. This is permeating in Disney. And it needs to stop, guys, because this is going to ruin the film experiences that we've been used to of late in the last 10 or so years. And that's just my opinion, guys. Turning it back over to you now. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you Friday for character study. Who knows what it's gonna be? Who knows what this little devious mind thinks of? But hey, thank you so much for getting to 200 subs. Let's get to 500. That's our new goal. And have a great rest of your week. Always have fun. Hashtag keep talking. And always keep that smile on your face. Toodles!